If you are wanting to declutter, organize, and clean your home, but you are looking for some company or some extra motivation, this video is for you. I have put together over 2 hours of some of my most recent favorite videos that I think you will love. There is no need to have to start and stop videos or find another one that you want to watch. So keep watching for lots of decluttering, organizing, and cleaning motivation. Let's go ahead and get started. Today, I'm going to be talking through my thought process of what I'm decluttering and why I'm decluttering it. If you need a good kick in the pants, like I do, here it is. So go pick a spot and let's get started. So if you want to come and join me, grab yourself a box for some donations or a bag if that's what you need, as well as a trash bag to get rid of anything that we need to just throw out. So let's get to work. So as you can see here, things just get piled on. This is kind of a drop zone for our family. Well, I guess mostly for me, but things that I'm not sure exactly where to put just kind of go here. Sometimes I put things here that need to be put back in the drawers and I'm just too lazy to put them back in the drawers. Or the drawer has gotten too full and I can't fit it, which means I need to declutter, right? So let's go ahead and just dig right in. Okay, these batteries I just need to put back in my little battery case right here. I love this battery case. I guess I found out from my dad a while ago that if you have batteries just kind of sitting in a pile and they're touching each other, I don't know, maybe the negatives to the positives or whatever, that it will waste or it will use up the battery. So anyway, we decided to get this. I will leave the link if you'd like to look at it on Amazon. It is a little big and bulky, but I just keep it under my desk. I've really liked having it. Okay, that's done. I'm gonna go ahead and put this under my desk. I have a lot of cords here that need to be put away. I might wait for those. So I'm gonna just kind of grab a few things that I know I can throw away. I actually might be returning this, so I need to put that just aside. This is recycling. Let me just make sure there's nothing in here before I throw it out. We ended up buying these headphones for my son in the airport because we forgot to grab his. Anyway, they're terrible. They're really terrible. I spent 30 bucks on them. I'm really disappointed. I don't even know if I should donate them because they're that bad. You can hardly hear anything, but I am going to go ahead and just donate these because we do have a couple of pairs here at home already. I wasted money, but that's okay. I'm going to donate it and move on. All this cash, I'm going to put it in my wallet right now. I don't know why I have all this cash just sitting out, but I do. They're mostly dollar bills. This is still a bag of medications that we need to just dispose of properly. I am going to actually put these in my car. I think that I can take them to the pharmacy is my guess. So I'm going to take them with me so that next time I go to the pharmacy, I can just drop those off. I have a bunch of change here. This is a bunch of quarters and my daughter and I were going to go take it to the bank or wherever just to turn them into cash. I also have this little thing that I just collect any change that's sitting around. I'm wondering if I can just add this change. I don't know what's in here. This isn't much. I'm gonna just add it in there. This is pretty full, but once it gets all the way full and I can't fit anything in, I'll take it to the bank as well. I am going to just get rid of that. I don't need it. So this is another to do. I'm wondering if I should put this in my cart as well so that when I'm out and about, I can just take it with me to the bank. I don't think I'll keep this little jar either. This is instructions. I don't really think I'm gonna need these. I'm gonna toss that. Another cute little note from my daughter. I do have a spot that I keep these. Oh, I can't remember where this goes, but I know it goes somewhere. I shouldn't set it back here, but I'm going to. Okay, that's garbage. That's garbage. This was just a place that we got an extra key, or they made me an extra key and they gave me a keychain. I don't need it. It's going in the garbage. This is one of my favorite things that I've done with organizing. Obviously right now it's not organized very well and I need to kind of fix it a little bit. All right. Oh boy. Let's see. Old AirPods. Oh, they're disgusting. Don't think anybody's going to use them. They're just, you know, honestly, I don't know. Ugh. I don't know. Gotta think about that for a second. Oh, I wish I would have written down what this was for. I actually think it's very similar to what this one is right now. And this was for a graphing calculator. Nope, it's different. This is why I label. It didn't label. Dang it. Ugh. Okay, honestly, these Alexas, I don't think we need. Oh, that's what it's for. Ta-da. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know if that's what it's for. But do I want to keep these? We haven't used them at all. I told you I'm struggling with decluttering today. Do I want to keep these or not? I really just don't. We don't use them. They've been in here for I don't even know how long. I think I'm gonna go ahead and donate these. I don't really know exactly where the chargers are for them. I'll have to see if I come across them as I'm working through this. This is probably a piece of glass for a foam protector type thing, which I don't ever use. So I'm gonna toss that. Yeah, I wish I would have labeled these. Some of them are easy to, oh, see that one says what it is. That's a JBL. Okay, I wrote down calculator. And this actually goes to a calculator that we just bought. I wonder if they look like the same chargers. Yeah, they do. I'm just gonna put them all together. They're all for the like graphing calculators. I had to get a different new one this year, so I might get rid of the one we had. I just don't know where it is. I'll look for that later. This is a charger for a laptop, which I have the case right here, and I actually just like to keep it in the case. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just put that away. Okay, an Echo. Oh, that's the Echo Dot, right? So this charger actually goes with it, which maybe, hold on. Let's see, did I say that this one might be the charger? No, I'm gonna have to double check. Let me just plug it in here. See if it does anything. Oh, look at that. That, I think, is the charger, because when I unplug it, it's dead. I am gonna go ahead and put these together so that somebody has the whole set. I'm gonna put that in a plastic bag to send that off. Let's see, this cord is plugged into the computer at the moment, which I don't need plugged in, actually. If I can get rid of cords and put them away, I'd much rather do that. Ugh, what does this go to? I've got 2 of these. I have no idea what they go to. Oh man, I hate that I did this. I absolutely hate that I did this. Gotta do better next time. I've got to do better next time. I can't do this again. What in the heck do these belong to? Man, where's the time going? Dang it. I'm not making very much progress. It's okay. A little bit at a time. This was kind of a bigger project than I remembered. Kind of forgot about all these cords. All right, wow, that feels so much better. All of these are labeled except the 2 that I don't know what they go to, but that's feeling good. This is basically cleared off. Just have those cards that I need to figure out where to put. Oh, and these AirPods that I don't know what to do with. I think I'm probably gonna just go ahead and get rid of them. All right, a lot of the stuff is mail, things that have been sitting here for a while. Most of it's probably just garbage. Let's go ahead and go through it real quick. I had this still sitting out, so I'm gonna go ahead and test these batteries, and that's good. So I'm gonna put these away. A lot of these things just need to be filed away, so I might just kind of take the moment here to put them away. Garbage. Junk mail, more junk mail. I have a pile here of coupons that I went through. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in my coupon bin. I just keep some coupons in here. We use them once in a while, and then once in a while I'll go through and throw away the ones that have expired. I bought this for my business. I need to open it and put everything on it from my computer. I don't know. So that's a little project I need to do. Okay, my little label maker can be put away. Just goes in this drawer. Some more batteries. Dang it, I wasn't gonna put the batteries away, but I thought I was done. I guess I'm not. Here is another pile of mail. I'm gonna go ahead and go through this. Here, I'll just set it aside. I'll do that in a second here. I did have some things I needed to put in my husband's inbox that he needs to go through. Mine is overflowing, so it needs to be gone through sometime soon. Okay, this is another work folder. So now I have a bunch of folders here that I use for, or not folders. Why do I call them folders? Notebooks. Okay, a couple of pencils. These can be put away. A pen lid, I'm throwing that out. This is an old orders from the orthodontist. This is just a receipt. Those are garbage. I did keep these down here in this little spot. I have so many notebooks here, obviously. I'm going to go ahead and keep this one out. I'm just going to set it on this because that's the one I use the most. I'm going to put this back, put this notebook down here. Maybe. Yep. Oh, this feels so much better. Now this is another to-do, and my husband needs to do it. I'm going to put it in his to-dos. And then a bunch of receipts that are probably garbage. I'm going to look at them real quick and then throw them away. Okay, I was wrong. These are business receipts that I need to put away. I'm going to go ahead and stick them in the file that I have for my business. Oh my gosh, that feels so much better. I'm just going to set that here and hopefully get to that soon. This is going to be another day. So I just have a little pile of mail I need to go through real quick, and I will be done in here. Okay, the next thing that I wanted to do was go through all these school supplies. I bought a lot of these. Some of these are from last year that my kids finally took out of the backpacks now that school has started again, but it's okay. I did pretty good about buying only the things that we really needed. I did buy a couple of big packages from Sam's Club because they were on sale. They were a really good price compared to what you can buy at like Walmart. And I know that we will go through like black Sharpies as well as highlighters. So I decided to go ahead and get those. Anyway, let's go ahead and just go through this. A lot of this can go in the garbage, like the big packaging. And then I have an area down in my basement, a little drawer where I keep all of the extras. I will just put those in there, and when my kids need something, they know where to go to grab it. Let's just get these packages emptied out. I know it's a lot of Sharpies, probably too many, but you know, whatever, I did it. Move on. I have room to put these in our basement. Most of the highlighters already got taken out. Now, I didn't necessarily need these markers. I don't even know really what they are, but they looked cute. I'm gonna actually test one out here and just, oh, they're little markers. Okay, they're just markers that are nice and cute, and they could be used as highlighters as well. So we'll keep those. Okay, my son was supposed to take these in his backpack this morning. He forgot. I'm gonna set those aside to put in his backpack when he gets home. I always stock up on some of these composition notebooks when they're on sale for like 50 cents. They already took most of them, but I think I have just the one extra as of right now. My son might still need one, so that's just gonna go downstairs as well. All right, this is just packaging to a calculator we needed to buy. Don't think we need anything in the box. Instructions, I'm not even gonna keep them because, oh, do not discard. Software activation key is enclosed. Then I guess I need to keep that. How come I don't see a key anywhere? Oh. Okay, use the activation key printed on the piece. Oh, it's right there. Okay, I get it. I will put that in my office to do a little bit later today, but I'm gonna throw both of these packaging and instructions out. Okay, this is last year's stuff. I'll go through that in a second. More of the dry erase markers. It just came in a pack of 4. Okay, wait a minute. Oh, okay. I didn't realize this. This is one of the library books. This one we just purchased because he really wanted it. This just needs to go in his bedroom, and I'm gonna put this in my car so that I can take it back to the library next time we go. Now, I accidentally bought the wrong binder. We needed a 1/2-inch binder, but I didn't realize that this is a floppy one with no pockets, and it needs pockets. So I will possibly take this back if I need to go back to Walmart. I do actually have a few things to take back to Walmart. I don't know, this is probably $1. It's not that big of a deal, but if I already have stuff and I'm going back, I think I'll just add it to the pile there. I'm gonna put a couple up here in my office upstairs, a couple in our junk drawer, because the ones we have currently I think are worn out, and then the rest I'll put downstairs. These are pretty used. I think I'm just gonna get rid of those. See, a lot of this stuff is probably just garbage. I don't like to keep broken pieces. This is a little crayon box, but they don't need crayons anymore. I think I'm gonna just donate that. These little pieces of crayons are garbage. I have so many colored pencils in our drawer right now that I'm just gonna throw these out and not even look back. Okay, these might need to be used for school. Oh wait, one of the little protectors for the earbuds, and these are disgusting. And I know they were cheap, so never mind. Throwing those out too. You know, and it's always fun for them to get a new package of colored pencils and stuff. I mean, these look like they were hardly used, but they're used. I don't know. I don't think he's gonna need colored pencils this year. I already bought one son colored pencils. The other one, I don't think is gonna need them. Darn it, I don't know what to do. These are really fine, but I have so many. I'm gonna put a rubber band on these and just donate them. There we go, going into the donation box. This is pretty nasty. I'm just throwing it out. Oh, this pen is totally busted. Throwing that out. Okay, so here's what we have left. I'm gonna go ahead and take this all down into my basement. All right, here's my little supply bin. Oh, please don't judge. This is my pen collection. Look at all these pens. Ridiculous. But I know that I don't need to buy pens for years, especially red pens. Look how many red pens there are in there. Here, I have more than I thought. I did look through this before I went shopping, but obviously I didn't pay that close attention. I'm gonna put all of the Sharpies and highlighters in here. And then the few dry erase markers in here. All right, so the last thing I kind of wanted to go through, well, there's a lot more things I want to go through, but I think the only time I have left to go through is some clothes. I have purchased a bunch of clothes recently. I am struggling a little bit with buying too much, but at the same time, I feel like I really need some new clothes. I have so many jeans and pants that I can't fit them in the drawer, so I have a couple up here. So I think I'm going to start at the bottom with the jeans. Let me look through these just to make sure I have the ones that I want. Yeah, these are new and I want to keep those. These, they're not too big, but they're like, I guess a tiny bit big. They kind of start falling down at the end of the day. That's why I purchased some other ones, but I wanted to keep these. These are brand new. I haven't worn them yet, but I know I will. This is the same issue as this one, but I did replace it. These are the same pant, I believe, just one size smaller. So I think that this one I can put away. I'm not going to get rid of it. I'm going to put it into my extra clothes bin because who knows, I might gain back a couple of pounds. Now I'm a little frustrated with some of the purchases that I made back in probably the spring. I thought that I wanted skinny jeans, but you know what? I really just don't like them. I just don't like them. I've worn them maybe 3 times. I think I'm going to put them with those other jeans to put away. Same thing, skinny jeans. I like them a lot. I just hate skinny jeans. Maybe I'll cut them into shorts. That's an idea. I was having a really hard time finding shorts this summer that I liked. Let me put these 2 pairs of pants in here that I know I want to keep and wear. Yeah, this one is kind of more what I would wear if I was out in the garden or something. I don't love them as much anymore, but I'm going to keep those in the drawer because I will use them when I'm doing yard work and stuff. So I'll keep that aside for a second here. Okay, this is one of the ones that I regret buying. They are cute and they're nice jeans and they're wide leg, but I just don't love the wide leg look on me. And they kind of poke out. I don't know if that makes sense, but like, I don't know. They kind of poke out. They don't really sit well on my leg. I'm really having a hard time getting rid of these. They actually smell really nice, but oh, gall. So I think I am going to just put them in this pile again. I'm going to put them up in the top of my closet. Yeah. Gonna move on from there. All right. These are more of like comfy pants. I do wear these. I wear these, but I don't love them quite as much anymore. I thought I'd wear these out in the garden. They're just too big. So I think I am going to go ahead and donate this pair. Man, I'm not really getting rid of a lot, am I? Man, I'm struggling. These are really the only 2 that I'm trying to decide what to do with. They were a good summer-ish pant. Maybe I'll get rid of the black because I just bought these new joggers that I'm wearing. Yep. And I'm going to keep, well, see, now I have 2 blues. I'm going to get rid of them. Gonna move on. Okay, so this feels better. I do think, though, I'm going to keep these because they are the only pair of light jeans that I have. And those fit. And then this pair, as well as the ones that I'm currently wearing. That could be the comfy pants. That feels better. I only got rid of 3 pairs. The other ones I'm going to put away up in the top of my closet. But at least they're not in here taking up too much space. Now the other drawers, I think they're pretty good. I don't really need to go through them. It was mostly just the jeans. This, though, is another pair of pants that I guess I couldn't fit in my pant drawer that I do want to keep. These are good summer pants. Now I feel better about getting rid of the other pants that I was talking about, so I'm going to stick those down here. Now I just recently went through these in one of my recent videos, so most of this I'm going to keep. I added a few pieces. I just have so much. Actually, I see a few that I probably don't want anymore, so I'm going to go through those. I told myself a bazillion times that I'm going to keep these. I don't wear them. When I say them, I'm talking about both of these. See, this hanger was backwards, which means I haven't worn it for a long time. Everything else is well, actually there's one more. It's backwards. This dress. Now I liked this dress. I know it's supposed to feel a little bit oversized, but it feels a little too oversized. But that one I'm gonna wait until next time I declutter again. So anyway, these 2 shirts right here are gonna go. I have thought about them too many times. Bye-bye. This t-shirt was a Sam's Club brand t-shirt. It was really, really inexpensive. I think $9, $7, something like that. And I thought I would like it because I have a pink one, I think, that's similar, but it's a V-neck. And I don't like this one because the neck is actually too high. So I've only worn this once or twice. I'm gonna go ahead and just donate that one as well. Tags are still on, haven't worn that, but I'm gonna keep it because white shirts, they get gross in like the armpits super fast, so I'm gonna hang on to that. These two are ones that I don't love. They've gotten kind of pilly, I think that's what you say, and I don't really care for them that much anymore. So those are gonna go. This is a new one. Thank you, Dawn. Dawn from the Minimal Mom. I saw her wearing these and I thought, okay, I'm gonna give them a try. They're pretty cute. And it is really comfortable. It is pretty big, but I think it looks cute on me. So I'm gonna keep it in my closet and hopefully wear it in the next week. I guess if I don't wear it in the next week, I've got to return it. So I'm gonna actually put it on the end here just so that I remember. This is another one that it's getting gross in the armpits. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna get rid of this one. It is a little bit too big anyway. And I have a lot of white t-shirts. Okay, and then this is a jacket again that I just bought from Sam's Club. And I think it's cute. Again, I just don't know if I'm gonna wear it. Oh man, this one is, I probably ain't gonna return, but I gotta think about it for a few more days. So I did get rid of a few. I'll turn these hangers backwards in a minute. I don't need to go through my shoes. I really don't have very many here. As of right now, I use them all, but here's the issue. Let me show you. Please don't judge. Oh, I told you I had a little bit of a shopping spree. These are all shoes that I want to keep. So let me explain some of the reasoning why I want to keep them. I bought these, most of these were all on sale or really good price, like at Sam's Club or Costco. That's usually why I buy them, but I always need new tennis shoes. These are super comfy. Where did I get these? I might have got these actually at Costco or Sam's Club. I can't remember for sure. They're comfy. Like I said, I always need tennis shoes. Right now I have one pair that I wear to the gym and one pair that I wear going for a walk or hiking or in the garden. So anyway, that is why I want to keep these. And then these are supposedly in style. And they were pretty cheap. But you know what? I wear these sandals every day basically. But maybe these would be good for the fall. And I could wear socks with them. I don't know. Can I wear socks with these? Would that look ugly? I don't know. I am not a fashionista. I'm always needing new shoes for church or dressy outfits. I thought these were pretty cute. They're just little ballet flats. And I asked my 17-year-old daughter if they were cute, and she said yes. I don't know. What do you think? I really need some more, like I said, Sunday shoes that are enclosed on the toes, not just sandals. These I bought when I was with my daughter doing her school shopping course at Famous Footwear. They had the buy one, get one half off. I decided that I liked these, and I always love having just slip-on shoes that I can wear, especially in the fall and winter. And these were a good neutral color. I thought I would wear them with socks, no-show socks, but I don't know. Yes, no, maybe so. And they're really soft and comfy too. So I don't know, I might want to replace those with these because these are actually getting pretty worn out. I love these and I've worn them so much, but like I said, I might just want to replace them. So that is my thought process with all these shoes. I'm gonna move on. I just need to put these back. I used them for our trip to Alaska. I have to take my pillow when I go on vacation, and so I used it to vacuum seal my pillow, which worked amazing. I will link these also because these have been one of my favorite things. I need to vacuum seal this extra pillow. I just haven't done that yet. Actually, I'm going to stick it out in my room because I need to just do it. Another please don't judge. I have a ridiculous amount of returns, and now that my kids are back in school, I feel like I can finally return them. So, all right, here we go. I might want to go put these all in my car. The problem is that my son is doing a lot of golfing and I need the trunk space for his golf clubs and his friends' golf clubs. So that's why they're in here, but I would like to be just a little more organized. So I got a new kitchen knife drawer organizer to replace this one. If you've seen my video, I can link that as well. But the problem with this one was that I couldn't fit my big butcher knife in. It would hit the top of the drawer. So anyway, I decided to try another one. This one is too big. I kept a different one that I have in the drawer currently that I really like. I also bought some new knives, which are coming in the mail. They'll be here in a few days. So I needed a different way to store them. So this is actually just needs to go to the donation center. All right, this needs to be returned to Amazon. I'm gonna make a little pile. Okay, this lamp is driving me crazy. I keep putting it here thinking I'm gonna use it once I redo my front entrance. I don't even know if I'm gonna want to keep this. I think I'm gonna go put this down in my basement where I keep like some extra containers and extra like decorations. I think that would be a better spot because I don't look at it as much as every day where I walk into here, and it drives me crazy looking at it. I know that's Amazon, Walmart. Which clothing item did this go to? Oh, this goes to this shirt, just in case I decided I want to return it. I got these for my son. He didn't like them. I think these are Sam's Club. Oh, these were also, no, these were Nordstrom Rack. I did organize that, so these are all Nordstrom Rack. I tried this, didn't like it. Probably just gonna return it to Walmart. I don't know, is that bad? I like used it for maybe 5 minutes and didn't like it, so I put it away. Costco. I hate that they put them on these huge things. I did not like this, so I'm gonna put it by the Sam's Club pile. Let me just go back here for a second. These were clothes that I was possibly gonna take to Alaska, and I didn't. They are winter clothes though, fall and winter clothes. So I think the problem is I don't want to keep them here. I need to put them back up. I have a bucket up there, so I'm going to set them down and put them in that bucket. Tonight we're going to our cabin, and all of this goes back to our cabin. So I'm going to actually just set that in my car so we can take that up tonight. Oh, that's another reason why I can't put all of these returns in my car. And we need to be able to have that space to load up our stuff. So that's why I have to keep it in here until next week. It's Friday, so next week I'll be able to return them. I'm just gonna have to do it. I'm just gonna have to keep them in here, but at least I'm going through it and seeing what I have. And then I need to write down on my phone. I like to write down the to-dos that I need to do, and I'm going to write down which stores I need to go to return items. I did go through this stuff at one point. Walmart, Costco, and Target. Okay, so I do have a Target bag. I'm going to put this binder in the Target bag. And since it is a Target bag, I'm going to know that that's where it needs to go. And then I'm actually going to go grab a Walmart bag to put the Walmart returns in. Got my Walmart bag. I'm going to put these two things inside. And now I have that return. All right, well, I'm going to have to put these things back. It doesn't look any better than it did. It will next week. Okay. I think I'm done in here. That feels better, even though I still have a lot of decisions to make with these shoes and then returning all this stuff. Okay, actually, I forgot that I need to be able to fit these clothes into these, which are both full. This is the winter clothes that I need to pull out when winter comes around. I did kind of go through those. Let me see what else I can just fit in here. I can fit a few more. Those. I don't think I want this one anymore, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that one. And a couple pair of some comfy sweatpants. So I'm gonna see if this will work and fit back up there again. I think it will. Yep, that worked. This is kind of a bin of clothes that are too big, that don't really fit. I think I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this rain jacket because I did end up buying another rain jacket that I like that fits. This one doesn't fit, it's way too big. I'm gonna get rid of that. And then I have a bunch of jeans here again, right? These are just too big, but I'm gonna go ahead and just keep them for now. These should fit in here now. There we go. Put this away. All right, that feels better. So up here is where I keep those extras, and they're both fitting just fine. Well, I wasn't able to get rid of a ton of stuff today. I do have a pretty good bag of items to toss, and I have a good box of items to donate. Anyway, I was able to get a lot of things just put away, and it feels so much better. I want to cry right now. This goes to show that things don't always go the way you planned. And this video is a prime example of this. So keep watching to see what happens, but let's start the video as planned. So what do you do when you want to declutter, but your life is so busy that you feel like you have no time? Well, one of my biggest tips is to just spend 15 minutes to declutter. And I promise you, it will make a huge difference. If you don't have 15 minutes, even just take 5 or 10 minutes. It doesn't matter. I have done a series of 15-minute declutters. If you want to watch that, I will leave the link down in the description below. I have my food storage room down here that's just kind of gotten out of control again. So I'm going to go ahead and just set the timer, and we're going to get started. Let's go. Okay, I have my 15-minute timer here. We're going to go ahead and get it started. I'm just going to start by emptying a lot of breaking down a lot of these empty boxes here. I'm just going to use one of the big empty boxes to put everything in. So let's go ahead and get going. Okay, I think this one is, oh, it's not quite empty. Okay, this one needs to go, needs to be put back there. Gotta put these away. Most of the stuff just needs to be, okay, let's see. Okay, let me just grab a few of these empty boxes. Those are broken down. In fact, these jars are kind of in the way because I am going to use this box. The other ones are kind of buried. So I'm just going to hurry and move these back in the back where they belong. I don't know, this needs to be gone through back here. Back here, I'm going to grab this one. I know this is garbage. Yeah, I can hardly walk in here. Okay. Just put that in there. This needs to go. This one. This is where I keep all of our school lunch items. And then I just bring up what I need during the week. And I have little baskets for them that they can have their own so that they don't take other people's and use all the food up too fast. All right, let's see here. These are both full. Let's see. So right here I have a couple of boxes of chips and popcorn for school lunches. So I'm just going to combine this into one, and then this one's just gonna go. And then I have a few of these Pringles left, not very many, but I'm gonna go ahead and put those in here too. Okay, I am gonna use this box as a box for things to take upstairs. I've got a little thing of Ritz crackers in here, and that does need to go upstairs. In order to make room for this box of chips and popcorn, I need to move this stuff because this is where I keep it. I know that my forks, plastic forks and stuff go over here. I'm just going to set them there. This is empty, so I need to break that down. Now I can put this box up here. It's not my favorite place, but oh well. That's just where it's going to go for now. Let's continue to work on this little pile right here. All right, the time is going really fast. So I'm usually able to get quite a bit done in 15 minutes, but sometimes it's hard for me to do this when I'm talking. So, actually I'm just gonna, there we go. Send that one out. Actually gonna move this whole thing out. Okay, this popcorn goes back here. Oh, which I need to make space for. It's all right. Okay, these freezer bags, I have a spot for them to go over here. All right. So those need to go here. Doesn't go here either. Another piece of garbage. Just kind of stack these sandwich boxes, and then here's the freezer, gallon size bags. Okay, a couple more empty boxes here. Go back here. Cereal goes over here. Ooh, another bag of cereal. Okay, I know I had some drinks somewhere, but actually I'm just going to add it to take upstairs. After this is garbage, let's see what's in this bag. Oh, a few more Gatorade drinks for lunches. So, and garbage. This actually just belongs to the stuff behind the door here, so I'm just going to shove it back here. Garbage. Now, I know a lot of people think that garbage isn't clutter. It is to me, because it's making it so that I can't use this space the way that I want to. Okay, I'm already down to 7 minutes. Let's try and hurry here. I think I'm just gonna sit in here for a minute. That's garbage. This can go in the lunch stuff. Okay, now I definitely want to keep the last couple of minutes to make sure that all the boxes are broken down and taken out to the recycling bin. This is where I keep a lot of my baking stuff. Garbage. Oh, lots of garbage. That doesn't go there. I'm gonna leave that here. That's garbage. Let's see, let's put these here. Okay, I do have a spot for drinks actually. I just remembered where they go. It's down here. I'm gonna put this whole box down there just because I don't have a lot of time. Otherwise, I would be emptying them out and putting them down here. But this is a quick 15-minute declutter. We're down to 5 minutes, 40 seconds. All right, more Ziplocs. These are a different size. Stick those here. That drink, this goes down by the drinks here. You know what? This rice I didn't really care for. I am going to see if I can find somebody to give it away to. So I'm going to take that and declutter that. Okay, I'm just going to quickly go through this stuff. These jars can go down here. Buy the jars. Protein bars. This kind of goes here with the snacks, but I need to move some things around here. I'm actually going to take up a bag of this upstairs. Just leaves me with one bag. I'm going to pick this one up. I'm going to throw that one out. Yeah, in order to get everything to fit on this, I need to move some things around. So, 3 boxes of Rice Krispies. Don't ask me why. Okay, I just leave all my cereals here. Lovely. Somebody's garbage. Okay. And then this can go back here. And this is more snacky stuff. Oh, yeah. Okay. And then this can go all the way back here. 3 minutes and 20 seconds. More cereal stuff. Put it that way. More cereal. I'm mad that I bought 2 of these, but well, we'll eventually go through it. Crackers. Actually, I need to take one of these upstairs. This one's already opened. I'll take that up. More Ritz. Yeah, there's still plenty in there. This is the mac and cheese. I'm going to put the other mac and cheese behind it. These up here. Oh, I already had some of those. Again, not doing very good at paying attention to what's in here. More crackers. Put that on top of here. Get that. I'm going to put back here. Okay, these are some more snacks that need to go upstairs. Okay, I'm already down to less than 2 minutes. It's all right. We're just gonna try and see what we can get done. Yeah, these are just more. We combine these two. There's basically the same thing. Get rid of that box. Okay. Oh, more crackers. Look at that, more crackers. Oh my gosh. Don't judge me. Doing the best I can. Those are gonna go behind those Ritz. More, whatever these are called, graham crackers. Those are gonna go back there as well. Some granola bars. Go squeeze, and the popcorn can go up here. Probably need to open that up and take some up. Okay. Oh, and then these snacky things up here. Goes here. Can't fit this on this shelf, so I'm just gonna put it here. That's okay. And then I need to put this canner away. That just goes on the bottom here. And then these club crackers. More crackers. It's gonna go right there. Yes, it's not very beautiful. There's my timer. Despite the fact that 15 minutes didn't get it completely done, I was able to clear most of the floor, which is awesome. I didn't give myself enough time to take all those boxes out, but that's probably going to take me a minute or two. So let me show you here what 15 minutes did. Like I said, I was able to completely clear off the floor. I was able to kind of organize this shelf here again. It's not pretty, that's okay, but it gives me a good reminder of what I do have and what we need to use up. I may possibly take some of this stuff upstairs, but I think I already have a lot of it upstairs. So you can see that 15 minutes still made quite a big difference. Again, I didn't finish exactly what I wanted to finish, and that's okay. I'm actually going to probably spend another 15 minutes here just to get it as done as I possibly can. I'm going to set another 15-minute timer. If you want to stick around and keep going with me, great. We'll do 15 more minutes. So let's go. So one of the really nice things about having your 15 minutes is that you're pushing yourself. You're giving yourself, what's the word? Forward motion, I guess, to get yourself going, because I really didn't want to do this, but 15 minutes, I got a lot done, and I'm still motivated to keep going. Set my timer again here. I'm gonna have to put this down on the ground so that I can use this, because this is where I want to kind of declutter and organize and put some stuff back. So I'm going to set the timer again here, and let's go. I have this salsa here that needs to be put back on the shelves, but I have too many jars in the way at the moment. So I'm just going to kind of scoot those down out of the way. Okay, so let's get these all put on the shelves here. And I still have quite a bit of the salsa upstairs actually, so I need to bring more down. So I need to make sure that I leave enough space to put all of the salsa here. I know I have another 12, let's see, 12 plus like 9, so 20, what is that, 21? And I do like to stack them. It's probably not the best idea, but just, it is what it is. Okay, I like to have the wide mouth ones on the bottom and then the narrow ones on top because they just seem to sit better on those. Okay, so let's scoop these corn cans down, and then I think that I'll have enough space to put the rest of the salsa back. So I'm going to put this box back down here where I usually keep that. Okay, and then I have my peaches. Now, with the peaches here, let me grab a little stool. I'm going to pause this for a second. All right, I've got my stool here. Now I want to have all of these peaches from last year pulled to the front. Oh, I thought something was crawling on me. It's just the string to my light. So, let's see. I'm going to take several of these upstairs actually, because we need to use, like I said, use these up first. I'm going to take 4 of those, stick them down here to take upstairs. Oh, look what I just found. I forgot that I did bring these down. I do have these salsas down here, so I'm going to just hurry and put these back on this shelf. All right, here we go. Let's continue to do this. Put all these salsas here. Let's see, I can't remember if I kept some upstairs, but I do have a few more upstairs. I think nine jars upstairs. So I'll probably just keep some of those up there. I think I'm good with canning salsa this year because I have a lot now. I want to cry right now. I want to cry. I'm going a little too fast here. I just broke a jar, but I think I only broke one. Oh my gosh. I'm such an idiot. Like shaking, I'm mad at myself. So let's get this cleaned up. Okay, well, this goes to show that things don't always go the way you planned. So I'm gonna get this cleaned up. Let's make sure I didn't break any more. I think it was just the one. Don't see any cracks in that. Probably gonna set those aside so I can take them upstairs to wash them. I've got a bag here, got my gloves here. So I guess the moral of the story here is don't really have a moral, except that things don't always go the way they planned, right? And, oh gosh, I don't know. Sometimes I just need to slow down. Maybe that's another moral of the story, to slow down. Oh, I don't even know how to do this. Just gonna pick up the glass here, set it in here. You know, I was really confident that this 15 minutes I would be able to get most of this done because I usually can. And that didn't happen. Right? All right, I got it all wiped up. It's all inside here. So I'm actually just gonna take this entire towel. I used a little spoon to scoop up as much as I could into this bag. I'm just gonna use this and put this in here and throw it away. Let's go in the garbage. All right, I'm gonna clean the carpet and probably the cement with this little green machine thing. So let's give that a whirl. I have to say, I am pretty impressed with this little green machine. It does a pretty good job. There are some spots that I'm gonna have to figure out how to get. But right now, I don't want to. All right, well, after that disaster, I don't have energy to finish the last 15 minutes of that second round of 15 minutes. That's okay. So what I'm gonna do is just pick up all this garbage, recycling, and take it outside. They make these boxes so hard sometimes. There, hey, that worked. So you want to declutter your home, but you just don't know where or how to start. Maybe you're feeling stressed or overwhelmed in your own home and you want to have more peace and more relaxation. Or maybe you're just having a really hard time keeping up on your household tasks and you'd like to find a way to make them a little bit easier. Today, I have 7 tips to share with you that will help you to get started decluttering your home. Now, I want to be really clear here. I am not perfect at these, but I know that they work when I do implement them. So the first one is probably the most important, and it is to find out your why. Why do you want to declutter your home? What do you want your home to look like and feel like? And one of my favorite questions that has to do with finding out your why is, what are you going to gain rather than what are you going to lose? Because often we sometimes think that we're decluttering, we're losing all this stuff, right? So for myself, I wanted to have more peace in my home. I want to feel less stressed. I wanted to feel less overwhelmed. I wanted to feel like I had more time to spend doing the things that I wanted to do, rather than spending so much time always cleaning, always moving things around, putting things away. Having less stuff definitely has helped to improve all of those. So the next question is, where do I start? How do I get started? I think that probably one of the best tips is to just start with something super easy and give yourself a really quick win, something that just you get it done and it feels really good. So this could be really easy, simple locations like a junk drawer, a sock drawer, maybe just a drawer in your bathroom. Maybe you just want to declutter some lipsticks, or maybe you want to declutter purses, even if you just get rid of one item. You could also start with the space that is bothering you the most. Now that could just be drawers in your kitchen, that could be your closet in your bedroom, that could be under your sink in your bathroom. But just remember to take small chunks and not to do it maybe all at once, because you will probably wear yourself out if you do too much at once. Another idea of where to start is maybe to just get a trash bag and to go around your house and just pick up any trash that you find. Now this is how Dana K. White starts her no mess decluttering method, and it's really a great method if you wanted to give it a try. I do have a video where I tried that in my own home. I will leave that link down below if you are interested in watching that. And to go along with that is to start out with just small amounts of time. And I would highly recommend that maybe you only start with just 5 minutes a day. 5 minutes doesn't seem like a lot, but really 5 minutes added up over time can really make a big difference. And in 5 minutes, you can definitely get rid of at least one thing, maybe even 2, maybe even more. Sometimes I just don't want to get started. So if I set myself a 5-minute timer, I know that in 5 minutes I could be done, and 5 minutes is like nothing really. But often I find that I'm really actually enjoying it, or I'm feeling like I'm getting something done, like I'm being productive, and I'll want to keep going, which is great. And often that's what happens, is we just want to keep going. But I would highly recommend that you don't do more than maybe 30 minutes or so a day for the first little bit, because you really do not want to wear yourself out. You start getting decision fatigue, which means that you're having to make so many little decisions that you just feel like you can't make them anymore. You know, jumping into decluttering and spending maybe like a whole weekend or hours of decluttering can be exhausting. Let me just throw out an example here. Say you want to learn how to play the piano. Do you just go ahead and jump in and spend hours upon hours upon hours trying to just be a pro at it? Well, no, you don't. You start with little bits at a time, right? And as you do that, what you're doing is you're building muscle memory. And it's the exact same thing with decluttering. If you get started and you just do little bits at a time, they add up, and you are building that decluttering muscle, making it stronger, and it makes it easier over time. Another great idea to get started decluttering is what we call body doubling. Now this basically means that you just have somebody else there with you to motivate you, to help you. I mean, you can have somebody actually physically with you and helping you through it, or to somebody that's with you working alongside of you doing something else. Or it doesn't even mean that they have to physically be there. You can turn on a podcast and listen to somebody who is motivating you to do it. You can have on your TV screen or on your phone, you can have a YouTube video up, kind of like this one, to get yourself motivated. But when I started decluttering, actually that was one of the biggest things for me to help, was to have a video on of somebody else decluttering or talking me through it. And it was super, super helpful to get started. If you're finding this video helpful, I would love for you to tell me about it in the comments. What so far has resonated with you? Have you tried any of these? What has helped you to get started? Or what do you think would help you? So the next tip is to maybe focus more on what you want to keep rather than what you want to get rid of. I often fall into the trap of looking through my items and saying, I don't want this, I want this out, I want this out, I want this out. But maybe it would be a good idea to look at things and say, I want to keep this, this, and this. But for example, maybe you're decluttering your clothes in your closet, but you, as of right now, you have way too many clothes. They cannot fit in your closet. So you start by picking out the ones that you want to keep the most. Maybe they're items that you know you wear every day, that you feel really comfortable in and good in. And then maybe after that, it might be easier to look at all the other stuff and say, I don't really need that. You know, those things don't make me feel good. Those things don't fit well, whatever it is. But that's just an example. You can use that with any kind of decluttering. Even when you're decluttering, say your kitchen items, is the same thing. Maybe you grab this knife and you say, this is the knife that I like to use every single day. And maybe you have a couple other knives that you just don't use very often. So afterwards you could be like, oh, okay, well, I really want this one, but I don't need to keep this one because I already have a really great knife. For the next tip here, this is hopefully helpful for not becoming overwhelmed or having too much, I guess, decision fatigue, and that is to take breaks. So maybe say you do want to have 30 minutes of a session that you want to get decluttering done. So maybe after 10 minutes, you go and you take a break. 10 minutes, you get a snack, you get a drink. I often find that really helpful just in general. If I'm, say for example, I have to sit down and edit one of these videos, sometimes I'll sit there for hours and hours and I just think, I'm exhausted. I don't want to do this anymore. I need to do better at, because it does help when I get up and I just take 10 minutes. I go sit down. I can even sit down and just take a break scrolling on my phone if that's what I want to do. I like to sit down and take a break playing a song or two on the piano, and also taking a break to do some of the household chores because those need to get done too. And it's just, I get up and I'm getting myself moving and doing something different. It just helps to refocus my brain when I'm ready to go back. And if you do find yourself getting overwhelmed and you are getting decision fatigue, just go ahead and stop. Stop for the day, stop for the week, however long you need to take a break, just go ahead and stop. But maybe try to notice yourself starting to feel that overwhelm and starting to feel that decision fatigue so that you can finish up what you've started before you completely need to be done. You don't want to be left with piles all around your house. Have your donation box all filled up and take it to your car so that you have it for when you need to go and drop it off to the donation center. Or take that trash bag and take it right out to the trash instead of leaving it in your house just sitting there. The next tip is to try not to compare yourself to others and where they are in their decluttering journey. Decluttering is basically a lifelong thing. We can get to a point where you can maintain it and it's not as hard as doing the initial process, right? We all have different situations. We all have different ideas of what decluttering means. So just be kind to yourself. Try not to be too hard on yourself. I know that I do it often. I'm talking to myself here for sure. But I know that you and I can both be successful in decluttering our homes. If your pantry looks anything like this, you are not alone. As a busy mom, keeping my pantry organized seems impossible. But today we are going to tackle this mess together. Realistic, not Pinterest worthy, just simple and functional. So let's go ahead and we're gonna get started. All right, here's the top shelf in my pantry. I'm not gonna be changing anything. I probably am just gonna quickly go through this little paper good bin that I have up here. I'm pretty sure I don't need to get rid of anything in here. Just kind of maybe double checking to see what I have. I see I have some plates and napkins. These are little containers for, I don't know, they just have little lids on them for when I send things for school lunch and stuff. I can see that I don't have very many cups. I don't really need them very often, except for when we have like a gathering, which I usually will check and go and buy those if I need some. So I'm not too concerned about that. I don't have any silverware in here right now. So I'll probably need to check downstairs in my food storage and see if I have any. Otherwise, I will just put that on my list for when I go to Sam's Club or Costco to buy some of this stuff. So that is done. The next shelf here, this is where I hold chips in these little bins right here and snacks like pretzels. These baskets have worked really well here. I know you can buy something similar to this probably at the dollar store. I got these at Target. I actually haven't seen them make these square ones in a long time or sell them. I'm not sure if they got rid of them or what, but it's disappointing because they're my favorite. Anyway, this, like I said, has worked really, really well. And then we just have a couple of turntables here. I really like having turntables back in the corner so that stuff doesn't kind of just die back there. This often gets really full. I know I'm going to be judged by what I have in my pantry, but that's okay. So this is what happens. Other bags of chips kind of just get set here or down here. So I'm just going to go ahead and put these into the bin here. And I know I have some pretzels somewhere. And so once I get to that, I'm going to put it up here. I'm going to show you back here this little turntable. This is where we keep drink mixes and stuff. As of right now, I can see here that none of this is expired. I've purchased a couple of these things recently. All of this is fine, so I don't need to do anything with that spot. All right, and then these other two turntables here are where I just keep extras of things that we use often that I know we run out of. So I'm just gonna kind of move some things around because I kind of want the condiments together. And then actually this, let's see, this expired a year and a half ago and I never use this. I prefer to make my own. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that. You know what? This doesn't really go in here. I have another spot where I keep spices and stuff. So I'm gonna go and put that there. Ice cream cones. There's not very many left in here, I can tell. And I'm pretty sure that they are not expired. Yeah, I still have, I guess, till the end of this month. So maybe we need to have some ice cream cones. Oh, and then I have some more malted milk, which I didn't realize I had. Maybe I bought this at the same time as that other one. I can't remember, but that is brand new and it's not expired yet. So let's see with this. Okay, this one's still good. I should have used this when I made a cheesecake a little while ago, but I guess I kind of forgot about it. So this works fine for me. We're gonna go ahead and move on to the next shelf. I just realized that I have some things here that need to go into the paper good bin. So I'm gonna pull that down and just go ahead and add those and just double check to see if there's any other paper goods items, and I don't think they are. I think sometimes I just get lazy and don't want to have to reach it down and put it away. That's okay. We're putting it away now. These mini lids with cups I use for lunches sometimes, and I prefer to have it like right here where it's easily accessible rather than up in the paper goods section. Maybe I could put it somewhere else. I don't know yet. I'm gonna think about that for a second. And here I have some rice, and I try to make sure I group everything together. So I have all of my rice here, and then I put dry beans, but you know what? I don't use dry beans. So I can't decide what to do with these because I haven't used them. And I know I could probably toss them in a crock pot or Instant Pot or whatever and do that. I don't know yet what I want to do with that, but for now I'm going to keep it here. I have an empty bread flour container. I was into making bread a little while ago. Haven't been. It's sitting here empty, but you know, again, that's okay. We'll see if I get back into making bread. If I need to move things around to make more space, then I will try and do that. These little bins I got for really, really inexpensive at Target. I think they came in a pack of 2 with this big size, and then I have a couple other smaller ones that came in a pack of 3 or 4. And this is a little bit fuller than I like, but I did just barely replenish some of this rice. We don't really use these much. I bought these for when my son got his braces and couldn't eat much. One thing that I like about going through the pantry is that I can kind of remind myself of the things that I have and what I need to use up. So I'm thinking that whenever I am making mashed potatoes, I can just add some of those in to kind of bulk it up and to use them up as well. I know that sometimes it's recommended to take like everything out of your pantry and go through it that way, and you can totally do that. I prefer to kind of go through one shelf at a time. I've had this system in place for at least a year when I made a video on this before, and it is working, so I'm not going to worry about taking all of it out, although I will be taking it out to clean off the shelves. But I'm gonna move this for just a minute so that we can look back here and see what we have back there. Again, this is kind of a corner where things go to die. So let's just kind of look through those things here real quick. We tried this soup mix. I don't remember, I think maybe I got it for $1 or something. We didn't like it. We thought it was really gross. So I'm just gonna go ahead and toss that one. This is just kind of where I keep boxes of pasta, mac and cheese, pastaroni, a few top ramen. These are kind of for emergencies or for when my kids are hungry and I don't want to cook them food. They can do it themselves. And then down here, I just kind of keep some random things. I do keep taco shells down here. It's obvious that somebody didn't see we had a thing of taco shells and opened a new one. That's okay. It happens. I would usually have these in a box and keep the box down here, but I don't at the moment. I have a bunch of chow mein noodles back here. Okay, this bag has just like a handful. I'm just gonna throw that one away. And I bought these a while ago. I had to have been several months ago at least, from Winco's bulk bins. And I ended up not using them, and I can't remember why. But I didn't, and I'm sure that they are stale by now, so I'm gonna toss those. I got some bacon bits because I remember as a kid really, really liking these. And you know what? I don't really care for these anymore. I'm just gonna go ahead and let this one go. All right, so I have these noodles, taco meat shells, and then just a little bag of sunflower seeds because this is what I like to use for salads. And then I have our croutons. We don't use these very often either. It's possible that these are stale, but I'm gonna keep them for a little while and remind myself again that I have these now that I've looked through here and that I need to use them up. All right, this is where I keep all of my pasta. I don't really like to decant very many things. I've tried it before. I'm never able to keep on top of it. I've tried it with cereal. I can't remember what else. But noodles is basically the only thing that I do it with because I don't know, the boxes sometimes just have a hard time closing. Oh, this one needs to go over here. I just like it better this way. So we're gonna, oh, there's more in here. And then, so we're gonna go ahead and just kind of go through these real quick. Some of them are empty. I don't actually put labels on them because sometimes I'm switching pastas around and whatever pasta I have will go in the container. Let's see, I do have a couple of boxes here that can be emptied out or put into the container. This one, I actually keep the packages in here. So I'm gonna add this if it can fit. We'll put that in here. That's a really tight squeeze, but it worked. So that's okay. So let me just take off the ones, like, I know that most of these noodles I use often, or that specific type of noodle. Here I can see that my lasagna noodles were running low. So I got a box. I just haven't actually, like I said, put it into the container, which I have a problem with sometimes. But I'm just gonna go ahead real quick and put these into here so that I can get rid of this box, this big box here. Okay, I'm gonna take everything off right here and clean off this shelf real quick. Okay, now I'm just gonna put everything back here. I'm gonna try to put the things that I use the most often towards the front and the other ones towards the back. Now, there are some that I put a label on and write the amount of time that it needs to cook. The rest I usually already know, or I bought them in bulk, like Winco, and they didn't show the time. So I just write it with Sharpie. I'm pretty sure it's easy to get that off if I needed to switch it out for something else. All right, and then I do have an empty bin here for orzo, which I actually have a little package of, and I'm actually just gonna keep it in there and stick it right in since it fits just perfect. And in fact, I think I'm using this for dinner tomorrow night, so I'm actually gonna put it closer to the front this time. Okay, so these egg noodles, I couldn't fit them all in this container when I did this. I don't think they'll all fit again, and so unfortunately I'm just gonna have to keep it like this and just put the bag on the top of it for now. And oh, you know, I don't use this one as much. Well, that can go back here. Now these are all different sizes. It just so happens that I bought 2 different container sets. I use that one quite a bit. Okay, like I said, the lasagna gets used quite a bit. This one does not get used very often, this ditalini, which I need to just use, but that's okay. I use that a lot, and I use this one quite a bit. Let's see, I'm gonna kind of rearrange it here. I don't know why It's not even that big of a deal. Okay, I'm gonna go like that. That works fine for me. It's not perfect. This is like the only part of my pantry I feel like that looks somewhat nice, but the rest is just functional and works well. But this also is very functional for me and I like how it works. Okay, next we have this bin that I liked to call my school lunch bin, and it worked really well for quite a while, especially when I had all 4 kids at home going to school. Right now, I only have 2 kids that actually take lunch. Instead of putting it all in here, what I would do is I'd give them each a Ziploc bag with their name on it, and they'd each get like a drink, a bag of chips, and a treat for the entire week. And the reason I did this was because if I had them in here, they would all be gone in a day. I told them that they each have a bag, and I said, if you eat them all in a day, you don't get them for school during the week. That worked actually. So they all did pretty well. There were times where kids were sneaky and took other people's. But anyway, like I said, now I only have 2 kids. So anyway, I just go downstairs in the morning when I'm packing their lunches and I just grab 2 of each item and bring them up. This is in here because I had a son who didn't drink it in his lunch yesterday. So I can see here that I have these 2 bags of pretzels, which they need to get eaten, but we're gonna put them in the snack bin instead. The snack and chip bin are totally interchangeable. Sometimes there's chips in them, sometimes there's snacks in them. Okay, so the rest of this bin is basically empty. I have the old bags of when I did this, and it's full of crumbs. We're gonna take that bin out and just wash it down real quick. Okay, and then I'm gonna quickly wipe down this spot here. I'm not sure that I need that bin here anymore, so it's possible that I will change things around just a little bit. I do kind of like having the bin for just random things that we don't really have anywhere to put them. I just kind of will just toss them in there. All right, and then I just keep some protein powder in this container here. I would have this up by the drink mixes, but it just doesn't fit. So this is working fine for me. And then over here, I just keep most of our canned foods. I probably just need to kind of move things around a little bit. I like to go through these just to make sure that I have everything that I need. And I can see that I'm already out of one thing here that I need to get. I do buy olives in bulk. I know we have a lot, but we eat them. Okay, and then down here, this butter says it can be on the shelf for, I think it said 6 weeks. Keep on the counter for up to 6 weeks. It might have been 6 weeks already since I bought this. I'm probably just gonna go ahead and put it in the fridge. I prefer to keep it here because then it spreads really easy, and that's really yummy to make garlic bread. And then over here is where I keep a lot of my fruit, and this coconut milk doesn't really go here. Sometimes when I just don't have a spot for something, it kind of sits here. But I have our juice mixes and applesauce, and then these mandarin oranges. Sometimes I'll keep pears and peaches down here, so I'm actually going to just leave a little bit of a spot for those. I just need to get some more from my basement and bring them up here, and these are just gonna sit here. And then actually I just realized I have this pineapple juice. I'm gonna go ahead and just take it out of the packaging. I use this for cooking, not really for drinking, or I guess I could make it for smoothies. I'm thinking that I can still fit them right here. So this can go in the garbage. We can get that out of here. We hang up our aprons right here, but I'm going to move them aside for just a minute while we go through the items right here. This is the rest of my canned food that I keep up here. I do have stuff in my food storage in my basement, but this is where I keep the stuff that, oh, you know what? This was what I was missing up over here. So I'm gonna go ahead and just fill that up. And I would be looking through these to make sure that they weren't expired. I do keep them beyond their best by date often, just because they're usually fine. But I do know that all of the stuff, at least up over here, I recently purchased. I've actually done really well at keeping up on eating all the food that we have here and not buying too much. Sometimes that's a bad thing because I'll run out of items often. My poor neighbors, I'm always asking them for to borrow something. I just need to kind of go through a few things here. I put canned veggies in here. It's just kind of random stuff, like I have green chilies, artichoke hearts, water chestnuts. These might be the only thing that are Best Buy. Nope, they're fine. We still have another year, so I'm good there. I'm gonna check these other bins here. Sometimes these get too full, and that's why I didn't have everything in here. So I just have green beans and black beans. and these. And then actually what I usually keep in here is probably some canned corn, because we'll go through that often. And then I just have canned meat, and sometimes I will have bottled beef that is home canned, and I'll usually just put it down here. Again, while I'm right here, I'm going to wipe this down. I like to keep all of the tomato items here, and then like our home canned tomatoes, our spaghetti sauce, and then I actually usually keep the salsa here as well that I keep. I obviously need to bring some of that up from the basement as well. Okay, I have more beans. Oh, there's the corn. I'm gonna go ahead and put the corn in here. And then another can here of black beans. Again, let me just double check. Yeah, those are just fine, and those are just fine. And then I'll often try and make sure that in the front is the things that are going to expire the soonest, so that I can use those up first. So this one needs to go up in the front. I actually don't buy chili very often. It's for like an emergency, quick baked potato with chili on top dinner. And again, I got these bins at Target. They are not super expensive. They're obviously not as cheap as the dollar store. I do really, really like them, so I will leave a link if you are interested. They often go on sale, so you can keep your eyes open for those. One of the things that I like about them is that they're deep and narrow. All right, down here on the bottom shelf is where we keep kind of our breakfast items, our bread, and that stuff. So we do have quite a bit of cereal here right now. I try to make sure that we don't bring up a bunch of cereal when we already have a bunch open, but you know what, it happens. And this is kind of another reason why I don't like to have these type of containers for cereal, because we go through lots of different kinds of cereal. So I'm just going to kind of check here to see if there's anything that's empty, and this one is basically empty, so I'm just going to toss that one out. Plus I'm going to take these off. This one's basically empty too. Yeah, there's enough for maybe a half a bowl, so we'll hang on to that one. This needs to be cleaned off. This little basket under here is where I keep potatoes, but let's get this cleaned off here. This is probably one of the shelves that gets the dirtiest. Again, I love having these turntables over here. I don't need this one in here anymore because we keep it in just the box now. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this one out. I'm gonna wash it. We'll see if I need it for anything else for now, but that actually will kind of clear up some space here, because sometimes these big ones will hit the wall in the back and get stuck. This one's empty right now too. I usually keep pancake mix in there, which I don't use as much anymore, and I think that that works pretty good. Now we're gonna go ahead and put the cereal back. And now I can see that I don't have room for this last box. So actually what I'm gonna do is I have kids coming home basically right now. So I'm just gonna take this out. I'm gonna let them munch on it as a snack when they go home from school. So now we have space and all the cereal is put away without some being left on the floor. I forgot to put this back. That's okay. I'll try and leave a link for this as well. I've loved these. I use them in my closet for shoes. Okay, and then on the other side here is where we keep our breads. And actually here's more cereal, I just realized. This is something that I could put into this container, but you know what? I'm not gonna worry about it. Again, I probably won't end up decanting it. So I'm actually just gonna go ahead and kind of set it on this turntable right there. This was some fresh peanut butter. It's basically gone. And actually this was, I think, honey roasted peanut butter, and we didn't love it. So we're gonna take that out. Take this out real quick and just wipe down this shelf again. And in this bin is where I just keep bread. We have tortillas in here, and then this looks like it just got stuck in here by accident, and these are basically gone. They've been in here for a while. I'm just gonna go ahead and toss those as well. Okay, up here I just keep a couple of things. This was a gift. I'm a little concerned about it. I don't know if it was supposed to be refrigerated or not. I think I'm gonna go ahead and just empty that out and keep the jar. This one I think is still fine. I'm pretty sure this was not refrigerator jam, because the lid seems to be sealed. We just need to use this up. I'm just gonna go ahead and keep it in this bin for now. And then over here is where I keep honey and usually peanut butter, but this huge thing of honey doesn't fit down here. And this honey actually has gotten all crystallized, which I hate that that happens, but it did. And it doesn't even fit down here. That's why I've had it up here and just kind of have it tipped. All right, and then in this bin, so like I said, the peanut butter usually goes in here just fine. just some Nutella, and a couple of these drinks, which actually these need to go in the fridge and get consumed. And I think we're good on that shelf. And then here on the very bottom is where we keep our recycling bin. It is very full right now, so it needs to be taken out. And then the last thing that I keep down here is just an old milk container with grocery sacks. That just stays down here. We're gonna go through the things here on the door. I've actually really loved this over the door organizer thing. There was a few things I had to adjust. I had to put on some little hooks here to hold it onto the door so it doesn't bang on the door when it comes on and off. Up here on the top, I just keep things like an extra air filter for my fridge, and when I have an extra water filter, that goes up here too. But here, let's see. Oh, I ripped it. Best Buy, I don't have a Best Buy date on here. Oh, it's probably really old, but I still think I'm gonna actually keep that. And then we just keep popcorn flavoring, although I might move that. I kind of need to probably move things around just a little bit here, but I'm just gonna look through it real quick here. Okay, we keep some protein bars here. These, they didn't care for. I think I'm gonna get rid of those. They've been in there for a while. This kind wasn't quite as popular, but it still is okay. Taking some goldfish. I'm gonna leave these here. I think my husband might eat those, so we're gonna keep those. The only thing that I don't like about this are these kind of the grates. Things can fall through pretty easily, as well as falling through back there. So I actually really like having just these little baskets. I don't know where I got those. This was years and years ago, possibly just at Walmart. Really cheap, but I think I probably want to get a few more of those because this, I'm afraid those will fall through. I'm actually thinking I'm gonna move this around a little bit. Since the popcorn is down here, I'm gonna put the popcorn flavorings here. And then just one last beef stick here. They weren't very popular, so I won't buy those again. This was the first time I had bought those. And then right here, we keep some, okay, let's see, we've got nuts. Where do I want to put those? Probably up here. We just have some fruit cups here, and then I have a few more of these go-go squeeze things in the basement that I need to bring up. And then I just put a few snacky things here. If I have granola bars, those will go here. We're kind of running low on some of that stuff. And let's see, down here, I like to try and keep the crackers on a shelf. Oh, that kind of drives me crazy when that happens. And I just leave the bag open. I actually like to put them in a Ziploc. I'm gonna grab one real quick. Yeah, to keep these fresh when they get opened. Actually, there's only this one left in the box with this. So I'm gonna go ahead and just take the box out. Oh, look, we have another bag. If I had noticed that, I wouldn't have gotten this bag. So we're going to put these together now instead. And I'm just gonna put this bag back. Okay, and then down here on the bottom, I just keep a little container of dog treats. Oh, on this shelf, let's see, we've got some more crackers here that need to just go here. These snacky things can be put up here. So sometimes I have too many snack items and they need to be in two different containers, but I'm gonna go ahead and just put those there. But I might move this up a little bit higher here. Actually, I'm gonna put these pretzels. I'm actually gonna put those right here. We do have some goldfish crackers that were just taken out of here, and those will probably go right here as well. Let's see. Okay, I'm actually gonna move some things around here. I often have to move things around just depending on what we have, just because I like to have things that are similar by each other. So I'm gonna move things around a little bit more again here. All right, and then we'll put these snacky things right here. I can see that I'm kind of running low on some things here, which is fine. But again, it's good to just kind of go through this and see what I have. I have a whole empty shelf here. I'd love to know, what is the weirdest thing that you found in your pantry that you needed to declutter today? All right, I'm gonna give this a quick vacuum and wipe down. All right, I'm actually pretty happy at what we got rid of today. We didn't get rid of that much. A lot of this is garbage or recycling. Okay, this pantry is feeling a lot better. And I was able to get it decluttered and organized in less than an hour. One of the hardest parts about decluttering and organizing our homes is letting go of the things that are special to us. When I started decluttering, I didn't go for the sentimental items first. And you know, I've decluttered basically my entire house at least once. So today I'm thinking that it's probably a good time to go through some of those sentimental items again, as I want to declutter a little bit further. This is just my experience, and I'm going to be going through my thought processes today, and I'm just hoping that that will help you to get through your sentimental clutter. And you know, it really takes time to build up these decluttering muscles. It may take a really long time to get through these things. It might be faster for you. Maybe you're not quite as sentimental as somebody else. It doesn't really matter how long it takes, just working your way through it little bits at a time. Eventually you will get through it. And then you might need to go back through it again another day, like I am gonna go through some of these items again today. So as I'm going through these things, I can see that I probably am gonna want to keep quite a bit of it. It's just really fun for me to go back and to see these memories from my younger years. And this is not a very big bin. I'm kind of hoping that maybe I can combine these two bins together. I still have some space in here. I don't know, I might not, because I do have this hope chest here where I keep these bins, and I have a ton of space in there. There's a few things here, like this was from a second grade class, and there are poems or notes from each child in the class, and I just went and found mine. And it really wasn't anything that I really care to remember. Something like that, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and get rid of. But I am gonna look through this and just see if there's things that jump out that I can get rid of. This was probably just a poem that I had to write in school. This one doesn't really strike any memories for me. This is kind of an about me page or book. I was 7. I was probably in kindergarten or first grade. I do like looking at some of this. But like I said, I can keep some of these things, and maybe this is one that I want to keep. I could take a picture of it, of the pages that I really wanted to keep, or just tear out the pages I want, but I think I'm just going to keep this entire thing. I feel like I'm not a super sentimental person, but I really do like the notes and letters from my mom throughout the years. That was really fun to be able to read through some of those from my mom and my dad, and some friends, and little notes that just boosted me up and made me feel really good. In the past, I did go ahead and get rid of some old love letters from old boyfriends years and years ago that really I didn't care too much about. Well, the letters, obviously, I didn't care too much about, but there are some that I did keep. And as I was going through those today, I got really emotional. I'm not gonna cry. I don't know why it is so hard to let go of those. I hate crying. I hate crying on camera, but this is just real. You know, it just brought back so many good memories, but at the same time, there were some memories, you know, that weren't so good. So I'm having a hard time deciding, should I keep them? Should I not? You know, in the past, I have decided to go ahead and keep them, and I've decided that I'm still going to keep them. They did bring me feelings of appreciation, I guess. I don't know. I don't know why else I want to keep them, but sometimes it is fun to go back and read them and feel those emotions again, but it still is really hard. It's really hard to decide. So maybe down the road, I will get rid of those, but as of now, I'm going to go ahead and keep some of those. I have a really bad memory, and I forget a lot of stuff, especially about my childhood. So being able to read these things brings back a lot of memories. I can remember them after reading them. So that is something that I want to be able to keep. I finished going through these bins down here. I did get rid of a few things, really not that much, and that's okay. Like I said, I kind of have small amounts here. I just have these two bins right here, and they fit perfectly fine in my hope chest. I'm just gonna go through kind of a list of some of the items that I wanna go through or I've gone through in the past. Maybe there's some things that you need to go through or that you have gone through before. I would love to hear if some of these things have been easy for you to get rid of or hard for you to get rid of. Am I the only one that has a really hard time getting rid of those old love letters? I don't know. One good question to ask yourself while you're decluttering these items is this something that I can use now? Or can I display this in my home somehow? Because when these items are stored away and not being used or looked at, sometimes they're just taking up space and there's really no reason to keep them. But sometimes there is, and that's okay too. One of the items that I ended up getting rid of, sometimes maybe there's like this tiniest bit of regret, is my wedding dress. Now, let me explain just a little bit about that. I have two daughters. I've asked both of them if they would be interested in my wedding dress, and they both said no. It was taking up a lot of space in my closet. I didn't really have anywhere else to store it. Honestly, it wasn't like the best memory of my wedding. It really was probably one of the lowest on the priority list. I was able to find somebody to make the wedding dress for me, but it was pretty inexpensive, very plain, not something that I just really cared to hold on to. So it was something that I just went ahead and donated. If there are items that you have that are a family heirloom of some sort and you don't really feel like you want to keep it anymore, you can go ahead and just donate it if you want to. You can trash it, whatever you want to do, but maybe it would be a good idea to ask other family members if they are interested in keeping it. I actually did this with a bed frame that was my grandmother's. I asked my sisters and I asked my mom if she wanted it back. They all said no. So I just decided, you know, it's taking up space. I don't have room for this. It's probably not something I'm going to be using. So I decided it was time to go ahead and just donate it. There are some other pieces of furniture that I have that I've considered getting rid of in the past. I have this hope chest from one of my grandmothers, and it has a little metal engraving on it that says "in loving memory of grandmommy." It doesn't seem to like go with my furniture that I currently have. At the same time, it fits. I still like it. I use it for storage. I use it to store my sentimental items as well as hiding like Christmas presents because I can lock it. I've decided to go ahead and keep it. And then I do use some of the other furniture that has been handed down to me from my grandmother. I have a bookshelf. I have a dresser in my daughter's room. We did have a cute little desk. I can't think of what it is, but basically it's a desk with a mirror that was attached. I asked family members if they wanted it and nobody said yes. So that was something that I decided to sell. It was worth some money and I sold it, and I've actually never really looked back. It's not something we miss at all. If maybe you're new here and you want a little bit more motivation or encouragement, consider subscribing. This is a wonderful community of mostly women, and you will find that most of the people in this community are like-minded, and we just, we cheer each other on. I do have a couple of items of clothing that I've kept that were mine when I was younger. And actually it's really funny because I was just reading in one of my little notes or something from my mom that I wore a pink little gown when I was blessed as a baby. I thought that I wore the white one that I have. So now I'm confused. I'm not even sure if that's the blessing dress that I wore, but I always thought it was. And I blessed my 2 daughters in it. So I thought it would be really special to keep it if they have daughters and they wanted to use it to bless their daughters in. It is something that I do feel is special, so I'm going to keep that item. But then there's only one other item that I've kept of mine, which is a little knitted sweater pant set that I have a picture of me as a baby in. That is it. And that one really isn't like super special to me, actually. I kind of kept it to, I don't even know why. I don't know why, but I guess I didn't ever use it for my babies, my daughters. So why am I keeping it? I don't know. I hardly have any clothing that I've kept. So I'm okay just keeping that one and the blessing dress. And I wanted to mention just real quick about these handkerchiefs here. None of these really have sentimental value except for one that is my husband's. I'm just going to keep one other one. There are a few times where we will need these. Some of them didn't have anything special on them. Some of them did have some embroidery, but I don't even know where I got those. So those are going to go as well. And then my kids each have a special one that we just used recently, and I'm going to put those in each of their keepsake bins. When it comes to your kids' memories and your kids' schoolwork or clothing, like baby clothing that they wore, I like to keep just a box or a bin that I can fit only so much in. I just have them keep their own box inside their closet up on a shelf. So if there's something else that they think is really special to them, they can add it to that box. I have a little file thing that keeps all of their schoolwork, and actually that's something that I'm going to be going through today. I know that I can get rid of a lot of it because now that I've looked back, it's not as special as I thought it was at the time. And I'm only wanting to keep the things that I really think are special or that my kids would think are really special. This is what I use to keep school papers from my kids throughout the years. This is my daughter's, my oldest daughter's, and she's not in school anymore. But this one is, it's pretty full. And I already know that I can go through a lot of this stuff and declutter it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to see what I can get rid of out of this one and go through my other kids as well. Like I already know that some of these papers, some of these artwork pages, she's not gonna want. I didn't get rid of a ton. It looks, well, it's still a good amount, right? I got rid of quite a bit. There's still quite a bit left in here, but this is one of my children that is very creative and wrote a lot of stories and poems and plays, and I thought that she wanted to keep those. That's what I think. So I'm just gonna go ahead and keep them and let her decide down the road if she wants to keep those, but one child down. Another item is journals. For me, I want to keep my journals. I wrote a lot when I was younger. I hardly write anything at all now, but I really enjoy being able to go back and read through those and think of all the fun memories. I wanted to also go through some photos today. I have kind of a little shoebox that has a bunch of photos. I know that I have a lot of duplicates because, you know, when you printed pictures back in the 90s, you could get doubles of everything, which I basically did. I need to go through those and probably just get rid of all the doubles. And then I really only want to pick the pictures that spark a lot of joy and happiness for me or bring back really good memories. There's probably a lot of pictures that were just kind of dumb and I don't really need to keep. I should do the same thing digitally, but that's just another day. But maybe you want to consider scanning your photos and digitizing them. Honestly, I want to keep the originals still because I don't have a ton. I'm kind of that in between where, you know, my late teens, my early 20s was when we started getting digital cameras. And so I don't have that many years of photos. One of the items that I really don't think I'm gonna go through because I'm pretty sure that I just want to keep them are my high school yearbooks. I know they're big and bulky, but I do have a spot for them in my basement on a bookshelf. It is fun to go back once in a while to read what people wrote in it and just to see all the photos from high school. I don't know. I just want to keep those. I also have the ones from elementary and junior high as well. It's just fun sometimes for me to go back. And I know some people get rid of them. That's totally okay. If you don't care about them, you don't want to remember that time of your life, go ahead and get rid of them. What about awards or trophies? I honestly don't have very many. My kids actually don't have very many either. You know, basically they would always get a little trophy from soccer or dance or whatever it was. You know, they're special at a time. But as the years have gone on, they look back and they're like, oh, that's not really that special to me. I can get rid of that one. They're so fake and plastic and cheap and they break anyways. If it's something that's a really nice one and it's special to you, maybe you can find a way to display it instead of having it just sit in a box. As far as scrapbooks go, I have just a few scrapbooks that I made back in high school and when I was a young newlywed. Again, we didn't have digital photos back then, so I just usually printed them and made a scrapbook. I'm gonna go ahead and keep those. Again, I have a spot for them. I have a space for them. It's fun for me to go back once in a while to look at them. I think that my kids might think it's fun to go back and look at mom's life when she was growing up. But now what I do is I make, well, I try to, it happens only once every few years, but I try to make a family scrapbook of our family now. And I just do a digital one that you can print. You know, it's big and thick, but my kids really love just going and looking through this once in a while. I have 30 minutes to clean out underneath this sink. I'm going to take everything out, declutter it, put it back, organize it, so come along with me. Let's go. So I have my supplies ready up here, some cleaning supplies, my vacuum, and I'm gonna go ahead and set my timer. I was gonna try and do this in 15, but I don't know, maybe we'll get it done in 15, but let's go ahead and get started. There's 30 minutes. Just gonna start by taking everything out. My two boys have their bathrooms right next to this bathroom here, but this is the bathroom that gets used by guests when they come over. I have a teenage boy, so he's starting to need to use a lot more items here in the bathroom, which is part of the reason why I want to do this, is I want to get it cleared out and just organized better so that he's not having to come and use my bathroom all the time, because that's kind of what's been happening. So I want to be able to probably put a blow dryer and hair products and stuff in here because that's what he comes and does in my bathroom and makes a mess and leaves it and doesn't clean it up. Anyway, so we're getting this completely emptied. It's pretty gross down here. It's really dirty. We've had ants underneath here, so we had to put a bunch of ant powder around. So anyway, it's time for me to clean this up. So let's get this vacuumed out. All right, just got some all-purpose cleaner here. Gonna just spray underneath here, the whole thing. We also, unfortunately, had some water leaking under here. There's a lot of rust. Water was dripping and it was kind of spraying. So all of the metal underneath here has been damaged and rusted. Oh well, live and learn. Already looking a lot better. Unfortunately, we must have put like a toilet bowl cleaner right here, and it dripped and spilled, and it's ruined. It already got ruined from water damage, but somebody suggested those stick-on tiles. I could do that. I could just put on a contact paper or something, but I really am not too concerned about it. It's really not that big of a deal. We're just gonna keep it as is. Just gonna try and clean this up as best I can and move on. All right, we're gonna go through some of this stuff, not some of it, we're gonna go through all of this. I'm just gonna go through this little basket right here first. This is just a little kit that was from orthodontist. I don't really think we need to keep a lot. Well, we don't need these little keys to turn a thingy bopper. I can't think of what they're called. Expander. We have all of these toothbrushes, and it seems like they have no idea which one's theirs. I don't know. We have a electric toothbrush that's one of my son. Well, we have two of them. One son has decided that he doesn't want to use it anymore, so it's in here. I'm gonna set that aside because I don't want to get rid of that. He might change his mind again. We have a water pick, which again, hasn't been getting used. It was for braces, but I guess it's just too much work. I don't know what we're gonna do with that either yet, but I'm gonna set that aside. I don't really want to get rid of it because it kind of is expensive. All right, just a piece of garbage, more toothbrush. Let's just set them all down here in a pile. I think I want to get rid of this. It's disgusting. But we have little pull-out things here that they can keep their toothbrush and their toothbrush and toothpaste in. I just don't know if they want it on the counter anymore. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that. We got some more floss. I might put a bunch of that, all of these random little flosses that we have. Oh wait, this one's gone. A razor, which will get used eventually here. This one's just an extra bag. I'm gonna toss that. Ooh, I think this goes to that water pick. Okay, this one is just floating. I'm just gonna throw that little flosser away. Okay, we got some extra toothpaste. This is just more of that stuff for your braces. So this is empty here for a minute. Okay, we have a couple of mouthwash. I don't think they need this one in here. Yeah, I'm gonna put this in our bathroom in our extra mouthwash spot because my husband uses it a lot. The shaving cream can go with that. We do use this extra soap. It's almost gone, which is fantastic. Actually, I'm gonna set it on the counter because I can refill the soap bottle that is on the counter right now. This is just the cleaning supplies that I use for the bathroom, which reminds me I need to get some more toilet bowl cleaner. Here's the other part of this little organizer. I used this organizer in a couple other videos. I really, really liked it. Although in here it's not quite as tall as I had hoped it would be, that's okay. I'm just gonna keep going with what we got here. This doesn't really get used in here anymore. Don't know yet what I want to do with that. More toothpaste, toothbrush holder for traveling. That can just go in, well, they don't really have a traveling bag, so I think I'm still gonna keep that in here. More toothbrush items. Ooh, this belongs to, oh, I don't think I need this. Oh wait, this is from, I think, Bath & Body Works, and my kids like this to refill. It's for scents in their bedrooms. But they haven't used it in a long time. Gotta think about that. Water pick instructions. Oh, I don't think we're gonna need those. You can just look these up online. I'm gonna throw that out. Little bath bombs, they get used once in a while, so we're gonna keep those. All right, I'm just gonna clean out these two bins here real quick. I have 15 minutes left, so I'm gonna go ahead and start organizing this. I did grab a bunch of different organizing containers that I already have, so we're just gonna kind of see what works. I kind of think that I want to put this here and put a couple of bins here and a couple bins underneath, and we'll see what we can do over here. So this is one of my ideas. These are the bins that I got from Target a while ago. They come in a pack of 3 and they're a couple of dollars. They're really inexpensive, but I'm pretty sure I can fit 2 here, possibly. Let me make sure. I have different sizes. I have this one and then a shorter one. So I should be able to fit both here. Yep. We can get that one out, that one out. So that works okay. And then have a couple of these underneath. I think this fits underneath too. All right, so my idea here is to have this side kind of be my boys' items. This side kind of be all the other random items that we need to put in under here. Oh, I do have a couple more of these, and I had a thought that I could put 2 of them here. So this can go all the way to the back. See if I can get it to fit. That fits. Okay. And that works perfect. Actually makes these stay tighter. I put all of the dog washing stuff in here. I kind of thought this would be a good spot to kind of shove it back here because I don't use it a lot. I like that back there. And then the cleaning stuff that I like to use more often, I thought I'd put up here. I could put it this way, kind of thinking this way just to make it look nicer because I can't fit 2 of those here. Let's see. And then I have a couple of these. So I could fit 2 under here. One like that, one like that. But then I can also fit 2 of them under here. That means I might have to go buy more of these because I don't know if I have enough. I had a set of these and a set of these. They both come in 3. So I'm just going to start putting stuff in bins. I got these 2 bins done, the cleaning supplies and the dog cleaning supplies. And then actually, this is kind of, you know, a bulkier item, which we're not using really right now. So what I think I'm going to do is actually just kind of put it back here. That way it's out of the way. But if I can get another basket like this, then I will put that in a basket back there. And then the other item would be the soap. So I'm going to stick that soap back here as well, because those we don't need to use quite as often as their everyday stuff. Okay, now, ooh, and then I forgot that I have this little bucket of cars that my son likes to play with in the bath. There's way too many. I know we could dwindle this down. That's just another day. It's another time, something we'll have to do together. But my idea was, since I don't have enough of these white baskets right now, I think I'm just gonna use this one. He doesn't use these very often, so I kind of thought I'm just gonna stick them in here. Okay, that's disgusting. And then I thought I'd just kind of shove this back here as well. Like I said, he doesn't use it all that much, but when he needs to use that, it would be really easy just to pull out this one bin and reach back here and grab that. Because I want this to be stuff that we use more often up front. Okay, so I did bring in from my bathroom the items that he's been using, which I don't need in my bathroom. I'm going to put them all in here for my older son to be using. Let's see, the razor, that could probably go in here too. Yeah, I think I'm just going to do that for now. So let's put the hair stuff here. And then we'll put his toothbrush, toothpaste. I don't know which one's his. I think it's this. And then I'm going to put the extra toothbrush in here. I actually think I'm just going to go ahead and toss all of these because I don't think they belong. They don't know whose it is, like I said. All right, I'm going to put this extra one down here too. Thing is, some of these are items that they would share. I'm just going to put the comb in that hair thing. For now, I'm just going to do that. I really could put the toothbrushes in here, which is where they belong. These little things get really gross. We just need to clean them more often. That's the problem, but they think it's so gross that they don't want to use them. In fact, I'm going to take it out right now and wash those. And another thing of toothpaste, which I think this son uses. And then he has an electric toothbrush that's up on the counter. That's the only thing I have on the counter besides the soap. They could share toothpaste, but they just don't. I don't know, whatever. Okay, extra toothpaste, that's gonna go in here. This little pouch of orthodontic stuff and extra floss, I'm gonna put that in there as well. Same with this little traveling toothbrush holder, and then just a little extra travel size of toothpaste that can go in there. That's to clean out your braces. I think that's this child's. I'm gonna put it there. These bath bombs, this little guy likes them. And then I'm gonna label, put their names on them, and label what the rest of the stuff is here. And then mouthwash, I kind of forgot about that. So that might just go here. That's an idea. And then I still have the blow dryer. Let's see, what else do I have left to put in here? I don't think I have anything else. So I could put it in a bin here, or I could just set it here, or I can get a thing to hang it up here. I like that idea a little bit better. But all right, I think for now, that's basically all that we need to do for organizing. So I'm going to clean this off. I have this awesome wood cleaner and preserver. It makes it all shiny. Really like this stuff, Scott's Liquid Gold. So I'm going to clean off all this wood stuff to make it shine again. These, I don't know what to do with these. I don't think either of those need, this one I don't want in the bathroom. So I'm not sure what I want to do with that. This one, oh, I don't know. Maybe I'll put it in my bathroom. I'll think about those again for a little bit. That's going to have to do for now. Just perfect. 5 minutes left. I know that it's going to probably take less than 5 minutes to clean this off. I'm going to spray it onto the rag. I forgot to do a little before here. So here's a before of this finished here, and then you can see what it looks like after. It's just amazing how good this looks. Oops, again. All right, so this one door is done. I'm going to use a clean part of the cloth and just buff it just to get kind of this extra shine off. And I like it being a little bit shiny, but we don't want it to be greasy. Okay, look at the difference. This is before, this is after. Big difference. Let's keep working on this other door here. Still got a minute or so. This is almost done. Wow, yeah, look at that. Gives this wood a nice condition so you can get rid of all these ugly scratch marks. Okay, let's buff this off a little bit. All right, there is the after. Beautiful. We have 15 seconds to spare. Does it look gorgeous? Oh, just want to sit here and look at it. The seasons have changed, and with that comes along changing out our clothing in our closets. So today we're going to go ahead and just go through my closet. I need to put away some of these clothes that can be put away for the colder season, and then put up some of the items that I need to use during that season as well. But I know that I can probably declutter some items in here. My floor tends to get really cluttered because I use it as a dumping ground. If you've seen my videos before, you know that that's what I do in this closet. I'm working on it. The way to keep on top of that is to declutter often. So I have done this closet several times before, and here we go again. So let's get going. Okay, some of the items. Okay, so this one, I've been struggling with this. This is my daughter's prom dress from a couple years ago. I tried to sell it during prom season, and I couldn't sell it. I asked her if she wants to keep it, and you know, she doesn't. So this one is going to be a donate. I'm just gonna kind of go through these quickly and see if there's anything that I know I can either declutter or put away. And in fact, I already know one right here. This dress is too big for me now, so I am going to declutter this dress. Plus I did get it in a green color and a smaller size. I mean, it's kind of hard for me to declutter it. I haven't worn it for several months. I mean, it's a really good spring and summer dress. I don't think I wore it once because I did buy myself some other dresses and skirts and stuff that I could wear. So that one's gonna go. This one I don't wear anymore. Again, this one is kind of too big. I don't care for it anymore, so that one's gonna go. As I started this, I didn't think that I was gonna be getting rid of very much in here. But as I'm going in there, I'm kind of thinking, I haven't worn a lot of this in a long time. If I didn't wear it all season, you know, in the spring and summer season, then it's probably safe to say that I can get rid of it. I hardly wore this one this year. You know, I'm gonna put this in my seasonal bin that I'm gonna put up here on my shelf and decide in the spring or summer if I want to keep this, because I do still like it, but it's just not a very good dress for winter and fall because I'd be cold in it. So I am going to set that aside to put away. Oh, look. Okay, I forgot to tell you about this. I've done this many times before. If you can see up here, I have all of these hangers facing this way, except for one, this one. And when I put all my clothes back after I've decluttered and organized, I put them all backwards so that when I go through my closet again, I can see what I have worn and what I haven't, because after I wear it, I take it off and I put it back the right direction. So I've seen that I haven't worn this one. I sort of liked it. It's supposed to be kind of a bigger fit, a baggier fit, but I just don't care for it. Plus it does have a little rip, and I just don't ever take the time to sew. A lot of people are judging because I decide to donate a lot. And you know, I've come to terms with the fact that I am not a minimalist. I don't know if I'm ever going to be a minimalist. I like things. I like to buy things. But I also really want to be able to have things function better. I want to reduce the amount of items that I have in my home. And that's what I've been doing. But I want to be real here. I'm just doing my best, and there you go. Sometimes you have to just throw things away. You don't have to go through the time of recycling or giving or selling or whatever it is. You need to decide what is best for you based on your situation, your time. And I know I just don't have a lot of time. So like the sewing thing, I'm not going to sew that. So in my mind, I'm just going to go ahead and donate it. This is more of a spring dress as well. I think I'm going to take that one out and put this one away for spring as well. Same with this one, although this was a good like swim cover up as well. So I might keep this in my closet for, you know, when we go on vacation. I'm going to hang that up back here for now. I'll decide where I want to put that. This one, I actually had pulled out when I was going through all of these for the summer, spring and summer, and I didn't wear it. And I feel bad because I've really only worn it a couple times. I just don't love it anymore. I don't know. I guess I just made the wrong decision, and that's okay. I'm going to move on. This is brand new. I actually did wear it once. I'm just going to take it off. I take off the tag because I just wore it the other day for the first time. Thanks to my friend, Jana over at Playing the Mom Game. I'll link down below, but she has been reviewing clothing, and she did an Old Navy haul, and I bought most of the items that she did. Like this shirt here. It's super soft. I love it. So anyway, thank you, Jana. I'm struggling with this one because I really like it, but it has a stain that I cannot get out. Maybe I can't even see it anymore. Oh, I don't know if you can see it in here, but there's a stain up here, right there. And there's just kind of little dots of stains all over the front of this. So it doesn't look good. So I think it's time to say goodbye to this one. Okay, I've talked about getting rid of this several times, and I think it's time for it to go. I didn't wear it. Maybe once because the hanger, or maybe I even just put it on and thought, oh, never mind. I don't really like that anymore. But then put it back, which is not the best idea. So I'm going to go ahead and donate this. This one's in really good shape. This one is pretty big. Oh, and it has a stain. It has a stain right there on the front. And I have had this one for a long time. So I'm going to get rid of that one as well. I did get a new one of these. It is pretty long. I don't know. I've always talked about stripes and if I really like stripes or not. I used to buy stripes all the time. And then I realized that they're not very flattering on me. Ugh. Like I said, this is a brand new one and it was on a really good clearance sale. Not that that's the reason why I bought it. I bought it because I really like, I have a couple other shirts, the same shirt, just in a different color. And I really like how they feel and how they fit. I have another one here and I bought another one here and I have a dark navy blue one. So I have 4 plus this one. I'm going to keep it for now because that's just what I'm going to do. I do kind of like to keep my t-shirts down here in the colder weather because I do wear them around the house, or I just put on a sweater when I'm going out. This actually doesn't usually sit here. I just brought it down the other day when I was in a big hurry. This is the items that I need to take out and put away. Decide if I want to keep them as I'm taking them out and putting them away. But I can see here that I have a lot of black comfy pants. 3 pair here, and I have another pair in my drawer. I know this one's pretty new and I know that I like this one. I am going to keep that one. This one I already know I don't love. I'm going to get rid of that one. And this one is old, just doesn't fit very well anymore either. So I'm going to get rid of that. All right, I'm just going to go through this real quick and then we'll hang them up and I'll talk through them. All right, after going through these, I have a few items that I'm going to get rid of. I really love these as well. I think they're from Costco. These little lounge hoodies, but they snag easily and it has a stain. I don't know. I'm just being kind of picky. These are sweaters that I've questioned many, many times. And I think that it's just time for these to go. They're a little big. I don't think I want these anymore. So those are going to go. This is one of my favorite shirts, and I don't remember it having a stain. Oh, God, I don't know. So I'm gonna work on this and see if I can get this blue little stain out because I love this shirt. Ugh. I hope that I can get the stain out of this. Then I'm gonna just hang up and put away. They're just lounge sweaters, long sleeve, just things that I'm pretty sure that I'm still gonna wear. There's one item that I'm not 100% sure about because it is a little bit big. You know what? I'm not gonna keep it. That one's gone. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and just hang these up. Then we'll move on to everything down here on the floor, the coats, and then we'll go through the shoes. One of the times when I was going through this closet, I decided to get these wooden hangers. I really wanted it to look nice in here. I've come to realize that it doesn't really matter. They're kind of expensive. I didn't want to have to keep buying them. They are a little bulky. And you know, these white ones from Walmart are super cheap. I'm kind of over the aesthetic part. As long as it's not super crowded, which yeah, this is actually a little more crowded than I want it to be. That's okay. I'm going to make decisions as I wear them throughout the season. I did have a little shopping trip to Costco the other day, and I bought some things that I just didn't have the time to put away at the moment, so I'm going to do that now. But I did find this coat the other day that I wore and realized it's way too big, so I'm going to go ahead and donate this coat. And then I did buy this for my daughter who is on a mission, and it's not really the right one that I was thinking. I don't know. I wasn't sure, and while I was there, I went ahead and got it. I already have a pile of items to take back to Costco, so I'm going to add that to that pile. Okay, this is for my dog for Christmas. I'm going to put it in my hope chest where I put presents and hide them. I got this little scrubber. I'm going to put that in my cleaning supplies. And these grabbers, which we used to have one, it broke, and we actually really like them because you can get stuff behind your washer and dryer when it falls back there easily. I've also talked about these pillows before. I did use them for a little while, but all that's happening is that they're ending up on the floor because that's where my kids put them. And I'm kind of tired of that. I don't know, I've had this problem before. You know, it's a really good pillow. Do I keep it and put a new pillowcase on it? I don't know. I'll have to think about that. These were the Legos that I was going to try to sell. Again, this is where I really struggle because Legos were expensive. So do I even try? I think that I'd have to still go through these again to make sure that I had all the pieces to them anyway. Tell me what I should do. What should I do with these Legos? We have a ridiculous amount of Legos. This is only a tiny portion. What should I do? Maybe I'll just sell like the big ones. I don't know. That's why it's still sitting here, because I want to sell them. And as of now, I just can't decide what I want to do, so they're going to stay there. Okay, I'm just going to go through these jackets quickly. I know that pretty sure I'm going to keep all of them, but I do have extra backpacks here for when we travel. This is one of the jackets that was a little bit questionable. Actually, it is too big and it's too long. Time for this one to go. And then my jacket back here, which I haven't really worn very often, but I do think I want to keep it. If I don't wear it this year, I'm going to donate it. I have that on film. So hold me to that. Next time we go through this closet, hold me to it. This is where I keep returns. This is a little bit too small. I did buy quite a bit of things from Costco when I was there the last time because I thought I needed some new fall clothes, which I would actually like, which I did get some. So anyway, I tried them on. I didn't like them. I need to make this return to Costco. Okay. This is normally really good. My daughter opened it and it smelled like chemicals, and she tasted it and it tasted like chemicals. So we're taking this back, even though it's a few dollars, because I do have something else to take back to Sam's Club in here anyway. And then in this bucket, we just keep items that need to go back to our cabin, usually linens and things that needed to get washed and taken back. And then I do have a bin of clothes that didn't fit. And somebody made the comment that I shouldn't keep them. They are clothes that are too big for me because I did lose weight, and I just like have this fear that I'm going to go back to that and be disappointed that I got rid of all those clothes. But I think it is time. I've had them sitting, and that's actually what this, oh yeah, That's actually what this bin is. It's kind of a time will tell. These were clothes that I wasn't 100% sure if I wanted to keep. And it was because they were too big and all of that. And it's been sitting there for some time, 6 months or so. And now that I look at them again, I don't want them because I have replaced most of them with something else. So I'm going to pull that down quickly and we're going to go through that. That should be pretty quick because I already know most of it to get rid of. And then we'll go through these shoes real quick. Let's see what's in here again. I know there's a lot of jeans, a coat, a swimming suit. I'm just going to look at the sizes to make sure. Yeah, nope. That's maybe a questionable one because it is a size that's not much bigger. These were skinny jeans. I hate skinny jeans now. So they are my size, but they're skinny jeans. I don't want them. I'm going to get rid of those. And I think same with these. Yep. And I feel bad because I really didn't wear them. I thought that I'd want skinny jeans. And I mean, they're cute. And I've worn them maybe once or twice. But I hate skinny jeans. So I'm not going to wear them. Those are going to go. All right. This was a coat that I know was too big. I basically replaced that. That's what I'm kind of sad about. It's a cute skirt that goes over your swimming suit, but it's way, way too big. So that one's going. Another coat. This was more of the snow/ski coat, and it's way too big. And I still have another one. And again, these are some cute suits that I didn't get to wear very much, but it's okay. They are too big. So we're going to get rid of those. So here you go. Look at that. Basically an empty bin. Look at this ginormous pile. I did not think that I had this many clothes to get rid of. I'm shocked. Really, really shocked. But happy that it's out of my closet. So, okay, I want to take a quick look through these shoes here. I'm pretty sure that I want to keep most of them. And I think that I need to get maybe another one of these or another little shelf, just because I know that I have some more room on this shelf and one on the bottom. Again, these are kind of questionable. They're getting worn out and old. I still think I'm going to hang on to these just because I do really like them. The sandals actually can go in the time will tell. I kind of forgot about that. So I'm going to take all of these. I'm going to put all of these in the time will tell. Now, one of them that I do like to keep out are just my little cheap sandals. I actually just wear them with socks when I'm ready to like take the kids to school or something and I'm not going anywhere. I'll just slip these on over my socks or walk around the house in them, however. But I did get this pair, so I do wear these a lot right now, just over my socks. But I think I want to keep both anyway. These are not really a fall or winter item as well. I still might wear them a couple times this fall, so I am going to keep those. I'm just going to stick those in here. These I might decide to get rid of. I feel like these have kind of replaced those a little bit. I know they're different. Still think I'm going to hang on to these for a little while. I've got my little slippers. I guess I wear these around the house. Oh boy, there's so much dog hair in here. It's disgusting. I don't know how it gets here. Dog hair just gets everywhere. I need to wipe these off too, but I never wore these last year, but I'm hoping to wear them this year. If I don't, I guess they're going to go to the donation center. I have worn these a couple times. I wear them a couple times. I wear them to soccer games and stuff when it's really soggy and wet and cold. So I really enjoyed keeping those. One other thing that's been bugging me in here is this mirror. I put it in here so that I would hang it up. I've been wanting to redo my front entryway and put this above a new like shoe organizer thing, but I haven't found exactly what I want yet. I thought I wanted one from IKEA, but I'm not sure yet. I kind of need to go to IKEA again to find out. I wonder if I should just put it back here. Let's see if I can make that work. Well, actually, I think that kind of works. It's not the best, but you can see how it's hiding pretty good back there. So I'll be able to see it, and I'll be able to remember that I want to get that hung up. I also quickly went through my drawers where I keep my pants, like my jeans, comfy pants as well, pajamas, and like workout clothes and underwear and stuff. There was only one pair of pants that I wanted to take out and put into the off-season clothing. You've seen the huge pile of clothes. Now you can see that the closet is working and functioning a lot better. I'm sure you're like me and you have some days where you just feel so unmotivated to get your house cleaned, but you know that you're going to feel much better once it's done. I really want to get it done today because it's just driving me crazy, especially my desk. It is really bad. Let's see what we can get done in about an hour. All right, here I am at my desk. I know I'm not going to be able to get a lot of cleaning done necessarily because I have too much stuff. So basically today is just going to be a tidy. I know that I'm not going to have enough time to add cleaning on today. Hopefully tomorrow, maybe tomorrow, we'll see. But I'm just going to go ahead and get going here. I'm just going to toss and put away stuff. Now I have a bunch of stuff here that needs to go down into my basement. I was trying out some things here for neighbor gifts for Christmas, but I didn't really care for this ribbon for it. So I just need to take this ribbon back down. And what I think I'm going to do is a little bit of Dana K. White's No Mess decluttering method, just because, I don't know, I just feel like doing that today. I can already see 3, 4, 5 things here or so that need to go down in the basement. So I'm just going to grab those few items here. And if you have seen any of my videos before, or some of my videos before, you know that this desk is also another one of my, basically my hot spots, a spot that things just get dropped. Sometimes we just get lazy and we don't put the things away, actually. I have a spot in my drawer here where I keep all these cords, but now they're just thrown onto the desk. I keep telling myself that I'm going to do better, but I just don't. Just giving myself grace. Okay, I know that those two need to go down. This ribbon can go down. I have this white grape jelly that I made. That needs to go back downstairs. I was using it to test out how to... That's what I gave for my neighbor gifts for Christmas. So, let's see if there's anything else. Oh, this glue. That can go downstairs. Anything else that I can just see here? And at the moment, that's all I can see over here. Let me check on this other side real quick because I already see one item there that needs to go. So let's turn around. I have a bottle of spaghetti sauce sitting here on my desk. I borrowed some from a neighbor and I was gonna give it back to her and she said, no, just keep it. Okay. So I said, okay. All right, let's see if there's anything else that I can just spot real quick here. I don't see anything else that needs to go down right now. I'm gonna go run these all downstairs. Okay, that was done. I am just gonna start grabbing these cords. I'm gonna start putting them away into these little containers that I have down here in my drawer. I already can see these little earbuds, extra earbuds can go in this container actually. I don't think I need that many. That one has small ones, which I actually use, so maybe I'll keep the ones that have the small ones in it. I don't know. Maybe I'll just keep them all. Whatever. I'm gonna throw that one away and that one away. What is this? Oh, this is like a phone cleaning kit. I'm gonna put it in the same drawer over here. I did have a little container here with phone cleaning stuff, but this stuff has been used a lot, so... and that's why we got a new one. So I actually think I'm just going to toss those and maybe I'll just put this label. I don't know if it will stick. We'll see. I'm going to put it onto this little bag. Works okay. Good enough for me. And then I can have this for any of the other cords that I need to put in there. I move this big hard drive out of the way here. I use this for my business work, YouTube. I'm gonna stick it back here with all these other hard drives. This I can just put away. Goes in a drawer right over here. All right, I wanted to change the angle a little bit so that you could see the drawers here that I have. My colored pencils go in here, right here. I'll put some there. I have a pen, it goes over here, a pencil, a pen. These are all just gonna be put over here where they belong. These headphones I know can go, I have a spot up here on my shelf that it goes in. An expired credit card, I'm covering it, but I'm gonna go ahead and just cut it up here and put it into the trash. Okay, let's just start going through this mess. I bought a bunch of extra blocks and chargers because they always seem to run off and get lost. So what I'm gonna actually do is take the blocks out and put the cords all in this container. The ones that all go together, these are the USB-C cords. We'll see how many I can fit in here. I'm gonna just fit those 3 in there. I'm not even gonna label this one right now just because I can see what it is. I already know. I'm gonna stick that in here. This is my problem. I should have labeled these. I didn't. Now I'm paying the consequences. I am just gonna use some elastics here, some rubber elastics, since I am out of the little containers. I'm just gonna put them in a pile right now. I don't really have the time to go through them and organize them. Some of these probably don't work, and I don't know why we just put them back on the desk. So next time we pull it out to use it, so if it doesn't work, I'm just gonna throw it away next time. I've got to remember to just toss it. Why do I keep causing myself more issues? I don't know. Okay, so my son had wanted me to perm his hair. He changed his mind. So now I have this perm stuff. I could take it back, but I don't know where the receipt is. I bought it a couple months ago, so it's really not that big of a deal. It didn't cost me a ton. I would say donate it, but he may want to do that again. So I am going to just go ahead and put this into my bathroom. I have a spot up on the top of my shelf where I keep little extras like this. I actually might have some other perm supplies. The cotton that goes around your head when you do it. I think that I had some when my other son wanted me to perm his hair. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put that away. Okay, I think I've been going at this for about 20 minutes, which is longer than I wanted to, but that's all right. Now I can see that we have plenty of cords, USB-C charging cords, so they better last. I don't know. Do they run off at your house? They sure run off at our house. They seem to just disappear. Again, this is old and dirty, so it's very possible that this one doesn't work. But again, I'm not going to take the time to test it out and to see if it actually does work, because I just don't have time for that today. Maybe when I'm going through these again to try and organize them better, I know that there's plenty of ways that I could do better at making sure that these are labeled. I just don't do it. I gotta try and do better. That's all. I think that most of the chargers that have been sitting here are chargers that we've used or are new to something we just got for Christmas maybe. I was gonna plug this in earlier to have some more light here, but I couldn't find it. Now I found it. Let there be some light. Yeah, this needs to be gone through again. It's getting crowded and full. I have a spot. Oh, it's here on my desk actually. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to fit these, but I have a spot for, what are these called? Command strip hooks and stuff like that. I don't think I have enough room. So I changed my mind. I'm just going to put these all here. I have a spot up here in a little bin on my shelf that I'm going to put those in. Like I said, I'm basically just trying to clean off this desk. I'm not doing a ton of organizing. I'm just mostly tidying, putting things away. I will do the organizing later when I have more time. Okay, what else? Garbage. Oh, it's already feeling better on this side. I'm feeling a little frantic because this is taking a long time. Oh well. A battery that I don't know if works. I have a little spot for when I have time to test those out. Okay, I may not be able to show a lot of this stuff over here because some of it probably has personal information on it. This is my laptop, which I'm going to be putting over here in a bit. Okay, some garbage. This Nintendo charger is my son's. It needs to go into his room. So I'm gonna set that down here to go in his room. Okay, once I have maybe 5 items here, I'm gonna take them and put them away. Right now I have 4. So once we have 5, we're gonna put it away. Another pair of headphones. These I'm pretty sure my son uses on the airplane. So we're gonna, which we actually need in a couple days here. I put it up in the bin where it belongs up there. This charger goes daughter's laptop. This is her charger. So let's just put that over here. And then her laptop is sitting here. I was using it for a while. She is on a mission, so she's not home. Anyway, I was using it. I got one for Christmas. So I'm gonna put this one all the way away. And as of now, I stick it back here. I have another iPad back here that I don't ever use. So maybe it's time to get rid of that. But again, I'm just gonna move on with that later. This just needs to go into my wallet inside my purse, which is hanging up here. I got the cutest little wallet on Amazon. I saw my sister carrying something like that and I was like, I need that. because it fits way better into this bag. Super, super cute. My son accidentally dumped all the cards out, so I haven't put them back yet, but it has a spot for cards. I just put a little cash, very little, and then a little coin spot here. It's been fantastic. I love it. So if I remember, I'll leave a link if you want to look at it. I'd highly recommend it. My laptop, I'm hoping to also put over here. So actually what I'm going to do is just slide this down a tiny bit so that we can fit laptops down there. Bunch of random stuff here. Okay, these, that needs to go downstairs. This needs to go in my son's room. That needs to go downstairs. Let's put these up here. All right. I told myself that when I had 5 items to put away, I'm going to do it. I have more than 5 now. So I'm going to take a break here real quick. And I'm going to go put these things away. All right, 5 more minutes, then I got to quit so that I can eat before I head out. I'm just going to go through this pile real quick, take out the things that have our personal information on them, and I'll be right back. I have just a small pile of personal papers and things that we need to file away. So I'm just going to set that there. I have got a pile here of things that need to be put away, which is basically all of this right here. And then I have a pile of some personal items and things that just need to be recycled. So I'm going to take this to the recycling bin right now. This, I don't know what this goes to. So what is it for? Honestly, I can't remember, but I think they're just different adapters for different types of plugs, which I don't have any of these except for maybe that. So maybe I'll hang on to that, but the rest of these, I'm just going to toss them. So this is all just going to go in the garbage. All right, a little gift card that we have. Actually, I have a spot in my purse that I keep these, so I'm gonna put that there. Another little coupon that can go in there. Okay, and then I have a little spot up here for clipboards. I'd say 5 clipboards is probably too many. I don't really need that many, but again, I'm not really doing a lot of decluttering today. I mean, I did some because I threw away some stuff, and put stuff away. So basically that's it. Let me put the rest of this stuff away. I've got to leave in about 10 minutes. So I'm going to sign off for now. I'm going to go eat some lunch real quick, go get my pedicure, come back, and hopefully by then I'll be more motivated to keep going. I do feel motivated now that I've got this cleared off. It feels so good. Despite not having any more time this day to tidy, I was still able to get my desk completely cleared off. If you would like to continue with these long marathon videos, go ahead and click on the video on the screen. Thank you for being here, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.